Hi guys, it's Indigo. I hope that you're all doing well, and thank you for tuning in. So, it is October, the Halloween month, and I figured I would do a spooky themed video. So for starters, I am dressed in costume, and very appropriately too, because today I will be reviewing the Drac dildo. So, a lot of you might be familiar with the brand Fleshlight, as in like flesh with an E, not with an A. This is a company that popularized fake pussies, you know, like masturbators, insertable sex toys for men, and they're still doing very well. I've never tried one, obviously. I've never even seen one. I'm very curious how it feels because that cyber skin looks like really pliable, but that's a different topic. They also sell dildos, and beyond their usual look, you can have a mold of this actor's genitals. They also have a couple of lines of fantasy inspired toys. They have zombies, they have like aliens, androids, Frankenstein, and vampires. So these are actually both dildos and insertables. I don't know what to call them. I guess just fleshlights or whatever you want to call them. And I've been eyeing this one for so long, like literally years. I've been wanting this thing. It just looks great, and thematically I feel it fits me a lot, so I was able to finally find one on a European web shop. Actually, the European Fleshlight web shop had them in stock, and I just jumped on the opportunity to get one, so I'm really happy. I just got it in today. I wanted to make a video right away. Okay, so let's see. It came with a couple things. Just like a little information leaflet from Fleshlights. As you can see, I got it from the European shop. And, oh, I don't think I can show that. So this is like pictures of, I'm gonna upload this on VidMe. I think it's fine. There's no nudity or anything besides fake vaginas. I'm just gonna flash it on screen. Okay, so you can see here. Yeah, there you go. And that's Fleshlights. And it has an instruction manual for all of their like how to use their pussies, and they've got all the different styles and all the different inserts. That's interesting. I can look at that for like so long, just like, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is all like instructions on how to maintain your fleshlight, which is not really applicable for me. As far as I know, the fleshlights are made from cyberskin, which is like a hyper-realistic material, but it's not silicone, so it is actually, I would say it's not really the best material you can get for it because it's porous, which means your fleshlight inevitably is going to have like bacteria like inside it, and it's going to fester and molds and stuff like that. Silicone doesn't do that, so their dildos are made of premium grade silicone, so. And let's see, they also got some water-based lube. I personally use just like the lube that I get from the Bad Dragon, the cum lube, which admittedly is not like the easiest stuff to use because it's very stringy, but yeah. If you're gonna be using silicone toys, always get water-based lube. It doesn't stay lubricated for as long, but if you use silicone lubricants and silicone toys, it's going to actually degrade your toy. Like it could kind of like melt into each other, and you just really don't want to do that. And when you're storing your silicone toys, you want to keep them separate from each other as well, because they can like melt into each other. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the Drac. It's still a little wet because I had to rinse it for the video because as always, it being silicone, it's a complete magnet for dust and hair sticking on it. It's already got some hair sticking on it, some blue ones. So, yeah, that's one thing about silicone toys. They're very hairy. Anyway, I proudly present the Drac. It's so massive. It's so big. So yeah, this is the Drac. I'll try to give you some angles. There you go. It's too big for the frame, Jesus. As you can see, it has a lot of texture on it, which I like. So in general, it is pretty smooth. Like, I would say the material wouldn't be too hard to insert for most people because it's not rough. Like, even though it has a lot of texture, it is very smooth. As you can see, it's very shiny. If it's very rough, it tends to be kind of like matte, you know? So that would make it, you know, a little easier than some other toys. But because of its size, I wouldn't recommend it to like a beginner, you know? But if you know what you're doing, this shouldn't be too much of an issue. So it has a pretty tapered shape. It doesn't really have like a big like head on it, so that should make it easier to insert as well. Sometimes with toys that have like a larger head, it can be like kind of like a pop, you know. But this shouldn't have that too much anyway. So as you can see, it's completely covered in these like sort of like goosebumps, which gives it an interesting look because they do have some depth to them, which makes it look even more textured than it really is. And I'm wondering if that's something you really feel, but because they're so, I don't think that's something you will really feel. But those ridges here, though, those you will feel. But still, they're not that intense because they do taper quite a bit. They're not like, you know. But it does give it like the appearance of bat wings. So thematically, that's great. It kind of looks like there's like bat wings, like kind of wrapped around it. So the color I think is great. It's like there's a lot of depth and detail to it. It goes from like a really dark red to like a pretty bright, almost brownish red. It's let's see if I know the sizes from the top of my head. I know that it's 6 inches insertable. I think with balls it's like 7.5 inches, but insertable, so just this part is 6 inches. And around, I think it was like 5.25, I think. So it is a bit on the thicker side. It's not that long necessarily, but it is like thick. It is sturdy. It can definitely just like stand on its own. Doesn't have any problem. Doesn't flop over. Also helps that it has like a solid base with the balls. But it has some give to it. You can definitely like bend it. It's not super rigid to the point where, you know, you kind of like hurt yourself too much if you jam it in there. Even when squeezing, you can see it has some give to it, but not a lot. That is really one of the most sturdy toys that I own anyways. And then the back is just flat, and you can see kind of like, you can see the hairs on it. It gets so, like, the Drac's hair is like crazy. But you can see kind of like the pouring process on it, which I always think looks fancy. Yeah, I think this toy would be good if you like to ride it too, because of how sturdy it is, but also how smooth it is, and because it has like it is quite heavy and it has a heavy base, so it won't like shift or slip too much. I'm wondering if this would be good for harnesses. I know some definitely wouldn't fit because of the base, but it does sit pretty flat against the body, so depending on if you can find like a appropriate sized O-ring, this could fit some harnesses, but you'd have to check like the measurements of your own one. Yeah, I think this is a really, really good toy, and I think it's pretty, and I'm glad to finally have it. Now I'm feeling like greedy, and I totally want to get the zombie one. I love that one. Kind of reminds me of like Fallout, ghouls, and that's totally the fault of his act. She's like this amazing hentai artist, and she loves ghouls, and she has one of them as well. The zombie dollars by Fleshlight. So yeah. Of course, it makes a nice squishy sound when you squish it. I think pricing, it kind of depends on where you get it. I think it ranges from like 50 to 70 bucks or something, which for this level of detail and for this high quality silicone is actually really reasonably priced. So and if you are new to sex toys or just, need a refresher, I guess, I do want to explicitly state that sex toys, the material-wise, I would advise you to always go for silicone, especially if you're starting out. If you are comfortable with it, you can also go for glass. They make these toys of a special tempered glass that won't, like, break or anything. Or certain types of metal, but anything that's plastic or rubber, the material that's made of, it's porous, like I mentioned earlier, which means that bacteria can just like penetrate through and stay there and you can't wash them out. Silicone, glass, and metal that's used for sex toys are completely non-porous, nothing goes through, and for glass and silicone, you can boil it clean, you can bleach it clean, you can put it in the dishwasher, and it's just, you can completely sterilize it, basically, right? And that's what you want to be able to do with sex toys. So please always check that your toys are made from silicone. And if it's see-through, you can almost certainly say that it's dangerous for you, that it's a porous material, like those jelly dogs that they sell everywhere. And it is true that silicone is a bit more expensive, but if you take care of it, you can have a silicone sex toy for life. And those rubber ones will definitely go moldy within, like, could be weeks, days, weeks, months, but they will go bad. You have to toss them out. Plus, the silicone barely smells like anything. Like, this has 0 scent, and those rubber ones tend to smell like really bad, so yeah. It's like crackling. It's like, because it's like static electricity. Like at all. I don't know. Yeah, it picks up some of my hair, but it's kind of like crackling. I don't know why that's happening. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I'm very happy with it. I think it's gorgeous. So pretty. So pretty. So, thank you so much for watching. I want to encourage everyone to explore what feels pleasurable for them. It doesn't matter if you're a guy, if you're a girl, if you're anything in between. There's no shame in feeling good and making yourself feel good, or experimenting with toys with partners, anything like that. It doesn't say anything about your sexuality, what you like to do with your body. If you want to have anal play, whatever, it doesn't say anything about you as a person besides that you like something up your butt. So, just have fun, stay safe, and yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a very, very spooky